What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning into Sim's Vessel, where valiant, eclectic Samaritans share everyday lessons. It's your girl, Sim. Thank y'all so much for tuning into my podcast, where we will speak the truth, never hide but heal, and keep that shit all the way real. Let's face it, life does not come with a manual, so we go through life making dumbass decisions, constantly battling with who we are now versus who the hell we want to be, and no damn roadmap on how we plan to get there. We're just lost, trying to figure it out the best way we know how. And on top of that, we let our pride and ego stop us from asking for help. Let's break these generational curses, y'all, together and level up. We are only going to get one shot at life. We do not have fucking time to waste, okay? Let's get it. Welcome back, Soul Tribe, to episode 5 on the part 3 series of Insecurities Doesn't Have to Equal Inadequacy, entitled Self-Doubt/Procrastination. Hell, we all feel self-doubt about ourselves, and it can come up in many ways. Self-doubt stems from not knowing if we're good enough to deal with the uncertainty of the world around us. We don't know if we're strong enough, smart enough, good-looking enough, likable enough, interesting enough to be liked, admired, loved, successful in this world. There are a lot of common reactions to self-doubt. Hiding from doing things hard, criticizing yourself frequently, projecting your doubts on others, and fucking more. Procrastination. We all procrastinate, not because we're lazy and weak, but because a task is uncertain and uncomfortable and can also be overwhelming. The insecurity of a task comes from not knowing how to do it, fearing failure, feeling like it's too difficult for you. So we put off doing the uncertain task, going to a distraction or easy task that feels more secure, feeling overwhelmed or behind on every fucking thing. Many of us feel this almost every damn day of our lives at some level, but even higher when we are forced to take a break. When traveling or when we get sick, for example, that's what I mean by a break. And feel like we're really fucking behind. And then everything is just, we're overwhelmed with how much we actually have to do. And so we just keep putting it off. But they ain't doing a damn thing but making that fucking laundry list longer. The uncertainty of whether we'll be able to handle the huge workload we have or a huge and complicated task. All of the fucking above. So we just do the damn most because we're doubting ourselves and because we feel like we're already too damn behind or too out the loop. So why even bother? But that's the wrong approach and the wrong way to go about it. Like, you got to start somewhere. Stop looking at how long the list is and just look at the first fucking thing on the list, the first task, and start with that. I told y'all before, when I'm up against a new task or a goal and feeling uncertainty, I feel like writing it out, writing a list or a checklist. I have to first put it on paper so I can see and know exactly what the fuck it's going to take for me to get this shit done and accomplish my goal. Something interesting that I also realized is when having self-doubt, it leads you to imposter syndrome, which is more common, again, among women and minority groups. Women especially are so hard on ourselves and never give ourselves the credit we need for all that we do and never feel like it's enough. We never fucking feel like it's enough. We feel like, shit, I ain't do enough, or I could have done more, or this, that, and the third. We don't give ourselves the credit that we fucking deserve, and that's not healthy. Okay? So let's talk about what is the definition of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome goes hand in hand with self-doubt. That's why I feel like it was important for me to put this inside of this podcast episode, because a lot of us are not aware of the connection surrounding us and the problems that we all have. Psychologists describe it as the experience of feeling like a fraud despite having achieved success. Imposter syndrome is something that is especially felt among women and minority groups. With imposter syndrome, it can limit our courage to put ourselves out there in a meaningful way or go after new opportunities. It causes people to experience self-doubt about if they are qualified enough or doing well enough in a job, a relationship, a friendship, as a parent, or any other activity even though they usually fucking are. Self-doubt and imposter syndrome can have a significant negative effect on someone's self-esteem. However, there are ways to combat these feelings and become more confident in ourselves and our abilities. That's why I wanted to really define what imposter syndrome was, so that you're able to understand and bridge that gap between self-doubt and the procrastination. It's a domino effect. And to be real, we have fucking allowed society to limit us in so many ways, and we can learn to stop dreaming. Hell fucking no. No, we need to dream big, okay? Dream big or go home. We can be great in so many ways and so many things. There is no limit to our success and what we can accomplish if we just shut out all of the fucking BS, the doubts, and simply not wanting to feel like we're doing too fucking much. We need to add to our accolades. Be great role models for ourselves and those around us. Dream big, set goals, and achieve them is not the fuck doing too much. It's actually the opposite, because we are all so gifted and talented, and as we grow and journey through our lives, we can keep going, because that's what the fuck you call living. There doesn't have to be an end. Not all things deserve an end. Some things deserve transition. Okay, this is now coming to a close to transition into something else. Now, in my research, I was reading an article by Eugene Therapy, and they outlined 10 ways to combat self-doubt. So let's just go ahead and get the fuck into it. The first thing is practicing self-compassion. If self-doubt is holding you back from taking a leap with your career in any other area and aspect of your life, it helps to remember that we are all humans. We all make mistakes along the way, and it's okay to do so. When we doubt our abilities, it's often how we learn and grow. We can mitigate self-doubt and fear of failure by practicing being kind to ourselves no matter the outcome. Number 2, remembering your past achievements. Like I said before in episode 4, remember when you have been scared to do something in school or work, but it actually ended up going really well. It helps to reflect on concrete achievements where something challenging for us turned into something great and awesome. A lot of achievements are born out of initial uncertainty or doubt. It helps to remind ourselves about the times that things have gone right, because the same thing could have happened in this present moment. Number 3, try not to compare yourself to others. They say that comparison is the thief of joy. They ain't never fucking lied. This saying rings true in many ways. If you're experiencing self-doubt because you're afraid you won't accomplish something at the same level as someone else, then it could be a paralyzing feeling. Everyone's journey and ideas of success are different. What we can control and focus on is our path and our journey and where we want to take it and how we want this shit to show the fuck up. So stop comparing your goals and your success. You can be inspired by other people, but you should not be emulating, imitating, or trying to become somebody the fuck else. Number 4, be mindful of your thinking. I tell you all this time, you have to think better and bigger about yourself. When negative thoughts begin to creep in, sometimes they're hard to recognize because we become so used to them. Pass that shit. You got to change that. Imposter syndrome thrives off of these negative thoughts that tell us that we aren't worthy of the place we're at or that we won't produce good work. Next time these thoughts persist, take a moment and ask yourself if you really believe that they are true. Consider how positive thinking may shift your mindset and allow you to be more confident in your abilities. Number 5, spend time with supportive people. Told you about your soul tribe. Told you about that energy. The friends and family members in our lives who believe in us and everything that we're capable of will always be on our side. They can still tell you your ass is wrong, but still give you a word, still give you some uplifting praise so that you can believe in yourself and understand that this moment is going to pass. So stop fucking stressing. They can remind you of how talented and resilient you are during those times when you're not feeling that way about yourself, because they have bear witness to what you have been able to accomplish. So sometimes we need those fucking reminders. Number 6, find validation from within. I told y'all asses, don't be out here checking for other motherfuckers and, depending on other people to lift your ass up, because when that shit is gone, and if it's ever gone, you're not going to know who you are. You're going to be completely dependent on someone else coming in to tell you who the hell you are. So while it's great to feel reassured from others that we are doing a good job, or that we are capable of accomplishing a difficult task, it's equally important to have our own faith in ourselves. Constant reassurance doesn't mean much if we still don't believe in ourselves. Even if we aren't the most confident about where we're at, it's good to practice being accepting of our strength and all that we have to offer. Number 7, remember that you're the harshest critic. We are so hard on ourselves. Sometimes when I look back on my life and some of the things I used to say to myself, I could not fucking believe it. Like, I really couldn't in that moment. Like, how the hell was I ever downplaying my fucking self, my dreams, my skills, my talents, who the hell I am? Hell no. Would you doubt a friend who took on a new job, or for the way they parent their kids, the way that you doubt yourself? The answer is likely fucking no. We will always be the harshest critic for ourselves. It's a nice reminder to treat ourselves with the same kindness and compassion that we have for others, instead of being so critical on ourselves. You can't give somebody else a compliment before you give it to yourself. And if you are, you need to stop it. So make that a challenge. If you're not bigging up your damn self, then you need to start with that. Don't even be out here telling somebody, oh, you look cute, or oh, that's nice. No, you need to tell yourself that in the fucking mirror. Look in the mirror first, and then you can go out there and give it to somebody else. That's why so many people fall the hell apart when they get a compliment outside, externally from the world, but they can't give it to themselves. That's where that self-love comes in. We got to love on ourselves. We got to be patient also with ourselves. Number 8, identify your values. Your value may not be the same as someone else's value. And that's how the fuck it's supposed to be. We are individuals. Although we are connected, we all got our own spin on things based on how we want to show up, based on what we have experienced. So take a moment to assess your values and what matters most to you. It may be that you're kind to others, you're a good friend, or that you contribute to something meaningful in your life. When we recognize these values and what truly matters to us, the fear of criticism from others falls by the wayside. Girl, you be like, what the fuck? I don't give a damn. You said what? Who cares? Like, you're not fazed by it. It doesn't matter because you know who you are. And when we live aligned with our values, we don't feel as determined to be criticized or make mistakes. Number 9, keep a journal. I am faithful for writing some shit down because I'm an overthinker and my brain never stops. It's like I can hold so many things in my brain and think of all these things at the same time. I don't know. It's just been something that I've always been able to do, but it sometimes drives me crazy, which is another reason why I struggle with, my body shutting down at night in order for me to go to sleep. So I have to really be intentional with writing things out so that I'm not storing it and it's not driving me fucking crazy. Journaling is always a therapeutic exercise to practice. Writing down your thoughts of self-doubt or experiences with imposter syndrome onto paper might be a good release. You may even realize after you see your concerns written down that they may not be as detrimental as you thought they were. This can help to gradually overcome self-doubt, and also it can be a part of your accolades. So, your confidence folder that we discussed in the previous episode. When you are feeling low, or when you're feeling self-doubt, or when you're feeling unsure and you're dealing with something or a tough time in your life, you can look back on these things. Sometimes I just smile, y'all. I smile when I go back to my journal entries and I look at the things that I was struggling with or the things that I wanted to manifest. And when I see that they have come to fruition or I've overcome them, it gives me that courage I need to keep on fucking going, to keep on pushing in those tough times. And last but not least, number 10, seek professional help. Now, I'm not a professional. I'm speaking from life experience as a podcaster, on my ministry, on my podcast, and what I try to do and put out there to the world. But in no way, shape, or form am I a professional, but I love to help. So you may need to seek a professional. It may help to see a mental health professional to overcome self-doubt. If these feelings persist to the point that makes it difficult for you to function in everyday life, therapy can help us feel understood and give us tools to alleviate feelings of doubt. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a popular form of therapy that can help specifically with self-doubt. With CBT, we can learn methods to challenge problematic ways of thinking that may lead to an improved mood and overall well-being. If you're interested in meeting with a therapist, then, definitely, if you have insurance, definitely check out. They also have free therapy sessions online. And if somebody is interested, just send me an email and I will do the research for you. Hell, just so you can't come up with an excuse as to why you can't get any help. I will send you some things if that's what you need. So hit me up at my email at simsvessel@gmail.com, and I will definitely try my best to make sure that we can get you some help. Okay? Now, I thought that these 10 tips that they outlined, although I gave my little spin on it, that was just a summary of what those 10 steps were. I thought that they were really helpful and was helpful to combat your self-doubt, was right on the fucking money. And very similar to the homework I suggested for self-love. These 10 tips will always be the foundational suggestions because they deal with self-love, self-doubt, self-sabotage, which is critical for you to even get to the next level, and so you can tackle procrastination. So remember, it's a domino effect. Once you go through your checklist, create your own to-do list. The next step is action, action, action. Let me say it the fuck again. Action, action, action. You can't just be sitting here writing up shit and your ass ain't moving. And so we are on the same damn page. Action means moving physically, okay? Physically, you have to move. But you cannot overcome procrastination if you ignore your self-doubt, your fear, and lack of confidence. The only cure to procrastination is to at least try. At least you just have to fucking try. After you complete your checklist, if the tasks get hard and you find yourself losing hope, feeling frustrated, and want to quit that shit, please reach out for help from someone around you that you can trust or a professional. Don't just simmer in that and stay in that place, because you're never going to move and you're never going to see how great you are and all that you can accomplish. Put respect on y'all fucking name. Y'all are gifted. We are all gods and goddesses. Come on now. I refuse. So I don't care if it takes every damn breath in my body to keep on uplifting you guys. I believe in you. I really, truly do. And I want you to believe in yourself so that you can keep passing this blessing on to other people so we can activate as many motherfuckers as we can. So please don't allow self-doubt and procrastination to prevent you from living your fullest life. Y'all know what time it is. Okay? I didn't want to make this episode too long. I wanted to get in and get the fuck out because I got a lot of things that I'm working on for you guys. And yes, I wanted to just go over these basics because a lot of these steps were similar to the previous episode, but this one spoke specifically to self-doubt and procrastination that is stemming from imposter syndrome. So that concludes this episode on self-doubt / procrastination insecurities. I hope you all found this episode to be helpful, and I will chat to you all in the next episode, which is episode 6 on social media, jealousy, insecurity. From my heart to yours, I love you. That's it for this episode, y'all. As always, thank you for tuning in to Sims Vessel Podcast. I really appreciate the love and support. I pray you were able to take away something from this episode or pass it along to somebody in need. Remember, a seed can't grow unless you water it. So get your ass up and bless up. I love y'all. Later.